Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow Twitch streamers, we're back to cover some more Twitch related news, drama. Who the fuck knows at this point? I don't know, we don't know, who the hell knows? However, this is something that probably affects me because I'm going to be the most famous streamer on Twitch eventually. So I heard Twitch is switching up their revenue platform, their revenue sharing, the way they pay out streamers that are at the top 1%, like me in the future. So let's go over and let's see what's happening. A letter from Twitch president, Dan Clancy, on subscription revenue shares. Hello Twitch community, I'm Dan Clancy, president of Twitch, where we ban people, mostly men, for no reason, and responsible for the day-to-day operations of banning people on Twitch. FYI, this blog is targeted to streamers like me, but everyone is of course welcome to read it and make their own reactions to it, like I'm doing. This morning we reached out to a subset of streamers about some upcoming changes. This blog gives us an opportunity to be clear with all streamers on Twitch about those changes and talk more broadly about their strategy to help streamers make more money on our service. So from what I know already, that sounds like an absolute fucking bullshit lie, and it just sounds like some PR fucking mumbo jumbo jargon, because everything I've heard about this is streamers are going to make less money. So let's see why he's saying this lie. Streamers are and always will be the foundation of our global community. Yeah, and that's where we're going to unjustly ban most of them, but not the women. It's your passion, your hard work, your creativity, and the women showing cleavage that make Twitch one-of-a-kind place. To bring back around directly to the blog's topic, we can't run this service unless you make money. That's not a drawback. See, this is the problem. I think they're being a little disingenuous with this. They're owned by fucking Amazon. Amazon bought Twitch. Amazon can siphon money into Twitch as long as they fucking need to. They do not need to make money. They're probably operating at like a loss too because of Twitch Prime, maybe. I don't know. But probably not because of all the bits and donos and stuff. But I don't think Twitch widely makes too much money, but I might be wrong on this, I don't know. But they're kind of begging for money. It's like the billionaire begging for money. It's like, no, I'm doing this because, I need to make money too. No, they're fucking rich. This is stupid. So, what are they saying? To bring it back around, okay, that's not a drawback, it's by design. The innate partnership is why we support, quote unquote, all streamers' careers and ambitions like they're our own. Bullshit. Before we talk about what's happening next, we need to share some information. For subs, we use a baseline revenue share of 50-50. This is true, and I think it's fair. The vast majority of Twitch streamers have these terms in their agreement, which we have no arguing power, we just have to sign it if we want to make anything. So it's not really an agreement, it's I have to do it. I can't argue it. However, for some time we did offer standard agreements with premium subscription terms to select streamers as they grew larger, aka they had favoritism. This isn't something we've talked about publicly, but everyone knew it, but such deals are common knowledge within the streamer community. I even knew it. Historically, we didn't have a consistent framework to determine who would receive these deals and when. Over a year ago, we made the decision to begin to stop offering these premium agreements to new streamers not already on these terms. So basically, they didn't offer it to new people. Okay. As we reflected on how we handled these premium deals, we realized a few problems. Yeah, that you're fucking using your rules as you please, not like how they're stated. First, we had not been transparent about the existence of such deals. Wow. Second, we were not consistent in qualification criteria. Yeah, it's basically if they liked you. And they generally went on to larger streamers. Finally, we don't believe it's right for those on standard contracts to have varied revenue shares based on the size of the streamer. This is a big point of contention here. I think it's weird, right? You should obviously value your higher level streamers. The higher level streamers, the people who, are the top of your platform, are the giants. They should have special privileges in terms of access to like resources and a person they could talk to at Twitch to understand things. I don't think they should be treated differently, although I can understand why they would be, although I don't think it's fair. I understand why it happens, per se. Why it happens is pretty obvious. It's because they're the people who bring in the revenue. They're the people who bring in other people who then make the site money. You're obviously going to treat people differently that make you money than the people who are the peasants and the peons. But the problem is Twitch was basically either outed for that or eventually it became too much public knowledge and they didn't want it. So, where are we at with that? See, I think it's okay at that point Because once you become a bigger streamer and you get established, what ends up happening is you have options, right? If you're only on Twitch and you have a small audience, you're locked into Twitch. If you move somewhere else, you can lose most of your audience because most of your audience is Twitch specific. Once you get bigger, you have options, and at that point, Twitch needs to sweeten the deal to keep you on their platform. That completely makes sense to me. The only thing that was bad was they weren't transparent about it, and the fact of, what they said, they didn't put criteria around it. If they did that, I honestly think it would have been okay. I think it's okay to treat the top of the crop better than the rest because they literally are more important. It's like, oh, this same argument applies to society. It's like people arguing, oh, even though this guy's a doctor and I'm like, a school aide, you both do important roles. The school aide helps children, the doctor saves people's lives with surgery. One is way more important than the other, right? Like, we should be catering to the people who are more important. It's just the fact of reality. I don't think it's right that they didn't say it and didn't have a criteria for it, but I understand why it was done. Not everyone's equal in this world. Same shit on Twitch, but now they came out and said it even though we all knew it. So, in an ideal world, all streamers would be on the same set of terms regardless of size. Lies. However, instituting that policy would have a negative impact on the streamers currently on these terms, many of whom were instrumental in helping us build Twitch we know today. These streamers have come to depend on the additional revenue split to maintain their standard of living. Okay, so this is where I'm calling bullshit. I might be misinterpreting this, but essentially what they're saying is, the current revenue split, I don't know if they're talking about for the high-end streamers or for the low-end, but either way, if it's for the high-end, it's complete bullshit. It's like, oh no, it's wrong because they've come to get used to their rich lifestyle of how much money they make with our special agreement. Fuck you. They are living just fine if they go 50-50. And if the other streamers, the small streamers are getting 50-50 and they depend on it, I think, they shouldn't go below offering a streamer 50%. If they go below that, it's ridiculous. So, well, let me try and reread this and understand this. Instituting a policy that would have a negative impact on streamers currently on these terms, many of whom were instrumental. Okay, so they don't want to fuck over the people who have the special deal, which, honestly, they really should. The fact that they have the special deal means they're big enough to survive already. They're catering to the whales who will not starve if they get 50% of the revenue instead of whatever they're getting now. It's not like this is dumb. So, for the streamers still on the premium deals, we're adjusting the deals so that they retain their 70-30 revenue share split for the first 100K. Revenues above 100K will be split at standard 50-50. Ooh, so they're going middle ground. We're announcing this change now, but it won't go into effect until after June 1st, 2023. Oh my god. Time to start streaming on YouTube. See, this is not the case, though. I don't think this is the case, and I'll explain why. Let me get through the rest of the article, though. But I thought this was worse. I honestly thought this was worse, but let's keep going with this. Okay, so they're going to do it after June 1st. After that point, streamers will only be effective once their existing contract is up for renewal. All streamers with these terms have already received this information, which is probably not even a big amount of people anyway. For approximately 90% of streamers on standard agreements with premium sub-terms, this change will not affect them. For those who are affected, we want to make sure the impact was minimal. Not just by giving ample time beforehand. I don't know what they're giving time for. This makes no sense. But their recent bump in ad revenue shared to 55% of part of the ads incentive program is a great way for them to make up the lost money. Yeah, alright. For those that are interested in additional detail, we have provided a copy of the email that we sent to those streamers explaining the change. In reality, our business that we will, in rare cases, continue to negotiate custom agreements on a case-by-case basis. So that's literally the 1% of the 1% they're going to still do that for, and they have no way of not doing it. It's like I said before. If you're at the top of the site, there's no way you cannot do that. We have been reduced to how often we offer these deals and the total value of these deals. Now let's get to the big question. Why not 70-30? When we first established 50-50 share split, it was a signal that we were in this together. Yeah, my fucking ass. My fucking ass, we're in this together. You all do the amazing work, and we take half of your hard fucking work. On the side of our partnerships, it's our responsibility to make continuous investments in the products and people that make growth possible. Yeah, what do they mean by that? It means they'll randomly ban you if you're a man. At this time of posting, more than 22,000 of you have weighed in user voice asking us to move all streamers to 70-30 and pay streamers faster. Let's chat about the latter part first. Okay, it's paying streamers faster. This is actually an important one. I think streamers get paid like at least every month, not even every 2 weeks or something, which, again, if you're a small streamer and you need money, that shit ain't coming for a while. You know, a month paycheck, oh man. That's just kind of sad. So anyway, let's see. We're in the middle of rolling out the largest change to payouts in years by cutting the payout threshold in half to 50. This does not solve the issue they were just asked. They're literally answering a question that was not asked. This is an important middle step that will help streamers put money in their pockets now while getting us closer to the goal of same-day payouts and lower thresholds. So, I don't know if they're going to ask the question, but right now, this is like a slap in the face. It's like, imagine saying to someone, yeah, instead of paying you out at $100, we're going to pay you out at 50, right? Oh, you know, things are better. Here you go. We're paying you. You can cash out at half the amount. Because the amount is so low at first, it doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't fucking matter. Like, the fact that you're changing from 100 to 50 is like, okay, yeah, this isn't going to really help me with rent or anything. If you're only making $50 on Twitch rather than 100, do you really think it's going to matter if you pay that out? I mean, honestly, that might be the difference between, like, you know, a decent meal or, like, a night out of fun. But it's not going to be anything serious that's going to actually help you. It's like pocket change almost. Like, the changing from 100 to 50 is like nothing. Like, this doesn't even answer the fucking question. This is so stupid. Investments like these are paying off for streamers. Yeah, fucking right. Products like Prime Subs, community gifting, hype trains, and ad incentive program, to name a few, have driven an increase in 27% streamer revenue per viewer hour every year. Here they are attributing random fucking statistics. I don't know. I feel like they're being so disingenuous with this. This is coming off kind of scummy. I didn't think it was that bad, but the way they're pushing it and their ideology behind it, their reasoning, is really fucking shitty. This means the same viewer hour now earns you 3 times more money than it did 5 years ago, on average. And there's the key point, on average. Our investments in your monetization options have already and continue to put more money into streamers' pockets than 20% more sub-revenue share would have. I don't know. Prime subs often get lost in the conversation when it comes to revenue share. For Prime subs, we pay streamers the same amount they receive for regular subs, even though it is included on the added benefit for Prime subs, which they should do anyway. Combined with other monetization products, Prime subs increase your effective revenue by approximately 15%. I don't know where they're getting this number. This number varies by streamer size and location, but sub revenue share is not the full picture. So we have to talk about the cost on our site. Oh, here we go. So they didn't answer the question at all. They literally sidelined the question of, hey, can we get paid faster? We asked, can we get paid faster? And they answered, you could take out $50 instead of $100. That's not the fucking question that was asked. We have to talk about the cost of our service. Delivering high definition, low latency, always available live video to nearly every corner of the world is expensive. That I believe. Using the published rates from Amazon Web Services Interactive Video, which is essentially Twitch video, live costs for a 100 CCU streamer who streams 200 hours a month are more than $1,000 per month. Imagine what it is for me. I stream like crazy, and I don't even have viewers. We don't typically talk about this because, frankly, you shouldn't be having to think about it. That's true. We'd rather you focus on doing what you do best, but to fully answer the question of why not 70-30, even though they didn't answer the before question, ignoring the high cost of delivering the Twitch service would have meant giving you an incomplete answer. What? What's next? When someone asks me why Twitch is the best place to make money as a streamer, which it's not, it's realistically YouTube, my answer starts first and foremost with community. Oh, here we go with the rich people saying it's because of us that we're so good. Even though in their board meetings, they're probably jacking their own dicks on the table saying, yeah, we did everything, fuck those guys, let's milk them for more money. It's really sad because this is probably the reality. So anyway, community on Twitch is real and tangible, from chat memes to sub emotes, which is true. TwitchCon meetups, and yes, to how streamers earn money. That's partially because of our work. Yeah, partially, my ass. They're probably taking most of the credit. To equip you with the right tools, but it's primarily because streamers like you are putting yourselves out there, embracing what you're most passionate about building communities. We believe we have the most compelling offering for streamers, which is false. When multiple big-name streamers, the most important one that comes to mind is Ludwig. When Ludwig comes out and literally says, like, he liked Twitch, he was going to stay with Twitch, but Twitch literally shat on him, and YouTube kissed him on the mouth when he stayed with Twitch, is, like, shocking to me. They don't care. They really don't. The billionaire doesn't care about us. But anyway, The best Twitch is the one we built together, even though they're not answering our questions, and they literally said no to everything we said, but gave us a piece of candy. Your feedback helps us evolve in the right direction as always. If you have any feedback, the best place to share is Twitch user voice, which they'll listen and then they'll tell you no. Dan and Clancy. And this is the email to streamers, which I didn't get, but, it's because we're not in the future yet. In the future, I'll get that. Overall, what do I think of this? It's tough. It's honestly very tough. Because I honestly agree with what they're saying here. They still are keeping the 70-30 split for, higher level streamers. Even though afterward, what did it say afterward? Yeah, they're keeping it for your first 100K. Now, this is the main issue. I think this is okay. This is fine if YouTube gaming wasn't a thing in Facebook gaming. I think Facebook gaming is kind of whatever. I think that's kind of on the back burner. The main competitor to Twitch, let's be real, is YouTube gaming, and it's on the rise. Twitch should be fucking scared. And the fact that YouTube gaming is offering better deals for people, and Twitch is now doing this, I don't wholly disagree with what Twitch is doing here. This is fair because, if Twitch needs to make money, they need to make money, right? Which I don't think they do, but they do, according to their words. It's okay because you're still getting a decent deal on a 70-30 split for your first 100K. If you're making 100 fucking K and it's a 70-30 split, I still think that's pretty fucking good. And afterward, you're making 50-50, which is literally even. Twitch is always getting either a neutral stand in this or the lesser, the shit end of the stick in this. It's not like Twitch is really benefiting off of this. They're neutral, going even with you, or getting less than you. But the problem is now that there's competition, if there's ever a deal to go to YouTube, people are going to go to YouTube because it's the better platform. They offer more money. YouTube has its own problems, don't get me wrong. But overall, it just seems like Twitch is doing this at the worst possible time. If they did this when they didn't have as much competition, it could have settled, it could have simmered, things could have kept going. I think this is so bad to be done at this time, even though I don't wholly disagree with it. Because if you're making over 100K, you can go 50-50. At that point, I have way less, because at that point you're being greedy, right? You can always argue, and I'd be, happy to hear the arguments of, I create the content, I do most of the things, Twitch only provides the platform for me to do it, I'm doing most of the hard work. Okay, fine, but you don't have to convince me, I still believe that. I'm alright for changing the money going to us, because I'm a streamer too, right? I'm alright for changing the percentages, the proportions. But you don't have to convince me, you gotta convince Twitch, and Twitch doesn't sound like they're gonna be convinced. So, that's the main thing. So let's see what my chat said. Time to switch to YouTube. The chance of you getting big on YouTube is higher than Twitch. See, that's true. At this point, Twitch is it's so niche, and YouTube is so much bigger, and it's getting even bigger. But anyway, doesn't it help that the fact that Twitch discoverability is ass? See, that's even, that's the whole other thing. Twitch discoverability is ass. It's not like YouTube is any better, but YouTube has a way bigger incentive, and that is that there's more people there. The fact that there's so many people on YouTube means you can be discovered a lot easier on YouTube than it is Twitch, because there's more people. If 1% of people are able to discover you on Twitch in the lower sections, and there's 1,000 people viewing, that's 10 viewers? Okay, cool. If 1% of people are able to discover you on YouTube, of the people looking at small content creators, and there's, a million something people using YouTube every hour of every fucking day, I don't think Twitch ever hits those numbers, at least in total, for one streamer. But, YouTube is so massive that even if, you're a small creator on YouTube, just mathematically you have a better shot. Twitch overall, I don't know, they became the giant, they literally became the giant because they were there first. That's all it is. I honestly think, come in the future, YouTube will overtake Twitch, and Twitch is not only not really fighting it in a good way, they're actively stabbing themselves in the foot and causing themselves to fall on their own fucking sword. It's so stupid. But anyway, I guess this is the news. Let me check this other article just in case it says anything different. Twitch reducing some streamers' revenue split once they're in 100K. Even that, right? This change doesn't even affect a lot of streamers. It affects a subset of them. And even the top of the top aren't getting affected because they have their own, special thing, right? They have their own special super contracts. So, yeah, this already says, everything we already said. So, basically that's it. I don't know. See, this is the hard part. because I actually don't think this is too much of a bad thing. I mean, obviously it's bad overall, like just looking at the facts, right? If you make over 100K, you now are earning less. But the fact that you're making 100K is like already good. It means you're established. And the worst part is the time it's coming at. I mean, overall it's worse. It's just worse in almost every way. I think it's justified. I think eventually at a certain point it's sort of okay for Twitch to do this with their reasoning. It's just like it's so fucking bad the way they did it, and like just the time it's coming. But anyway, that's basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed.